careful. I'm going to spoil things for you. If you don't care, please continue. Drop me a comment if if I say something that you don't agree with. Let's talk about it. And of course, if I say something you do like, tell me. And, give me a like or something. Help a brother out. So let's get into it. Excellent movie. And it's my first movie review. And I would love to be critical of a movie. But this one, I really can't be too critical on. Let's get into it. What makes the movie so great is they just do things right. So we all know that in this movie, they're going to find a way to bring everybody back and defeat Thanos, okay? So what did they do? In the very beginning of the movie, they have Thanos killed. Why? Okay? It completely throws you off because now you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming. I mean, in the first 15 minutes of the movie, the Avengers, what's left of them, are gathered. They're like, we're going to find this guy. They find him with minimal effort. They're like, let's go run up on him. And as soon as they run up on him, the climax, they're expecting the big battle. They bust into his hut. And what do we see? He's basically crippled. He's used the Infinity Gauntlet twice. He's no longer any shape or form near his former glory that we know him as. And it's a very anti-climactic finish. And that's it. So now you're like, well, that was easy. So, super easy battle. They didn't really they earned the victory, but they really didn't fight hard for it. They still can't bring their people back. And then, now what? Now what? Okay? So, basically, 5 years just go by, okay? And we're in this movie. By the time you reach Endgame, if you really think about it, each character is completely different than the first time we've met them, with the exception of one character, Captain America. Captain America is the most constant character from start to finish that we've seen, okay? He hasn't really learned anything. He's just so noble and apparently knows it all, except for science. He's very clear on that. And actually, I got to throw another one. Black Widow, she's relatively the same. She's trying to find her purpose. She has no family. The Avengers is her family. But as far as her ideals, her morals, she's relatively been constant because we don't necessarily know what she believes in. So she's been in the middle for the whole franchise. She just executes the mission. That's what we know of Black Widow. So let's talk about each character and how they've changed. Iron Man, Tony Stark. First of all, that man was out of oxygen for like a couple hours. He was gonna run out of oxygen. How fast did Captain Marvel travel to get this man back to Earth from wherever he was? He was like light years away. Has anyone thought about that? Anyways, let's talk about him. So he starts off completely selfish, arrogant into himself, and completely non-sacrificial. Okay, he only thinks about himself. And then he starts to change after obviously almost being killed and seeing how Stark tech has been used wrongfully over the years. So he's been going through a character development. He comes across Captain America, who is the polar opposite of Tony Stark, okay, and really, really challenges Tony Stark as a character, okay, as a person, as a human being. And you see that he's been tormented throughout the movies, having visions throughout the movies. Obviously in the Ultron movie, he came up with a robust idea because of his dreams. He's trying to put a suit of armor around the Earth because he sees something bad is coming and he's at odds with the group. And now he's finally broken. He doesn't even want to fight anymore. By the time we come across this man 5 years later, he has a family. He's chilling with Pepper, and he's no longer a warrior. He's just enjoying his life. Okay. Hulk. What's there to say? Or what's there not to say about Hulk? Between Bruce Banner and Hulk, There's just the odds of the two. It's either there's Bruce Banner or there's the Hulk. And as he is saying, he's been trying to cure the Hulk in all the movies, and finally he realizes Hulk is a cure, so to speak. And now they're just one. What a big shift. And that movie didn't waste any time in articulating that to us. So let's talk about another person. I'm only going to talk about two more so that I don't basically bore you guys with every single character. But let's get into Barton, okay? I mean, this guy's been a wreck ever since we found him. You see the guy, he's betrayed the Avengers, okay? Because he got taken over, so he's really distraught over that. He loses his family. Next thing you know, this guy's killing people all over the world, okay? And then he tries to get his redemption by being the person to die first, okay? When it becomes between him and Black Widow. So him and Black Widow are trying to figure out who is going to die so that they can get back so they can obtain.
Sorry.
What is it? The Death Stone? The Soul Stone. The Soul Stone. There it is. And
Gentlemen,
that is an interesting battle because both characters are trying to commit suicide. Both characters are trying to commit suicide, and they're fighting to die first. And I've never seen that in anything. Two characters fighting it out, not to actually hurt the other person, but just to stop the other person from hurting themselves as the other person goes on to die. And right when you think one is about to die, the other one saves them and then tries to die in their place. Wow. Okay. And then finally, another big character development or character change is good old Thor. You see that this man starts off cocky, just untouchable, unbreakable, can beat anybody, okay? To basically losing his powers, okay? Having to humble himself, right? To become worthy. And, now he's just trying to save Asgard, save his brother. Failed miserably because he had the chance to stop it all. But instead of going for the head, he goes for the chest. And he thinks he got him. And Thanos still snaps it all away. Which explains why in the very beginning of the movie, he just beheads Thanos. But at that point, it wasn't necessary. And he knew that going forward. And, obviously develops these drinking habits. He has the bear belly. He's no longer the handsome Thor that we first knew, which is huge. He had the belly. He really looks like a Viking. No offense, but what mythology would say of a Viking, that's how he looks. Anyways, to finally just meet his mother, okay, and for his mother to tell him that, because they go back in time. Anyways, he meets his mother, and his mother, just tells him, look, stop trying to be what's expected of you to be. Just be. And that was really, really profound. Because this whole time, all Thor wants to do is kick butt and be a hero. That's what he wants to do. But because he is the Asgardian prince, he is obligated, so to speak, to rule. But he never really wanted to do that. Ironically, the only person who does want to rule is Loki. Loki wants to rule. So the irony. Any case, so let's get, into the plot. So, makes it interesting. Thanos is killed in the very beginning of the movie. Now you're like, okay, so who's the enemy going to be? They decide, let's just go back into time, okay? Because Thanos has destroyed the Infinity Stones to remove temptation. Temptation from what? I don't know. They never fully explained it. So in any case, they go back into time. They break it to 3 teams, okay? And it's at this moment when Hulk goes back into time and he meets that one chick that gave Doctor Strange the powers. She wasn't giving up that time stone. And she was explaining, okay, let's backtrack actually. It's really interesting that when they even talked about time travel, they summed up as many of the holes as possible. Like they talked about why you can't just go back and kill Thanos as a baby. because you can't actually change the past. If you go back in time and you kill Thanos as a baby, you're just making up a new timeline, okay? Because if you kill Thanos as a baby, you no longer would even know about Thanos to even decide to go back in time to kill him as a baby. So you can't do it, okay? So what makes sense is not to undo something that has happened, but to just bring people back after it's happened. So everyone has died from the snap. Now they're just going to bring it back. 5 years has gone by. By the way, this 5 years is very important because it's going to be a setup for the future of the Marvel franchise, because now what has happened during these 5 years is going to be something to question. For example, like T'Challa, you know, when he's gone for 5 years, when he comes back, maybe his throne is being contested. Maybe Wakanda has evolved from a monarchy to a democracy. Who knows? But obviously they went on for 5 years without T'Challa. But half of the Wakandians were gone too, so they're going to come back and like, yeah, T'Challa's king. So it's going to be interesting. But we've already seen T'Challa battle out for rulership. So I don't know what kind of route they would take that could be similar to it, but it is something to consider. In any case, so they go back into time and back to Hulk and this wizard chick, because I forgot her name, but she is the one that gave Doctor Strange, you know, his powers and found him out and, you know, set him out to be. Once she figures out that it was Strange who gave up the time stone in the first place, she was in absolute belief. She was like, okay, I got it. He must have seen something, because there's no way this man's going to give it up unless he thought it was for a good reason. And that's how he got her on board to even give it up. So I thought that was interesting, how much faith she had and has in Doctor Strange. And think about it, at that moment, she's just watching Strange. She's not even communicating with him, but she knows the caliber of man that he is to be, and she has absolute trust in his capabilities from the beginning. Okay? I also like that it showed that as the Battle of New York was happening, clearly heroes or other people with powers were fighting around the world. You know, it just didn't show them until now. So, you know, in the past, you know, Thor got his redemption. When Thor goes back in the past, he gets his redemption. He meets his mother. His mother tells him it's okay. I covered that in the character development. Tony gets to meet his dad. And a lot is happening for Tony, because Tony is being set up for the ultimate sacrifice, which is gonna come full circle for character development. And him meeting his dad is going to be closure, because that's what caused the rift between him and Captain America. Is he found out that Bucky is actually the one who killed his parents, and Captain America knew, and Captain America was hiding it. So we saw that, you know, Tony never got to say goodbye to his parents. And, you know, it's funny that you heard Howard Stark say, you know, he wouldn't want a son because his son would end up just like him. And in some ways, Tony would be a lot like his dad. But this whole superhero gig and Pepper has really, you know, changed him to be a better man. And he got to say, you know, goodbye to his dad. Okay, so let's take it home. Okay, so they're in the past, and this is the vehicle to bring back Thanos as the ultimate villain to have a showdown with. And I didn't really see it coming. Okay. Until Gamora, I didn't see it coming until Gamora was in the past. Okay? And I like how they connected the future Gamora with the past Gamora, because of their cybernetics and they're on some type of similar network. And then their memories start overlapping. That was genius. And now past Thanos is now getting up to speed and realizing that he is still going to succeed but yet fail. Because these cursed Avengers are back at it, trying to restore what was lost. And, you know, what's very interesting about Thanos is his resolve. He sees that he is beheaded in the future, and he's unmoved by that. He goes, and that, my friends, is fulfillment. He's okay, as long as he, you know, achieves his mission. So in any case, we see, now we're getting back into it. They've assembled the Infinity Stones. They're going to bring back everybody, and they're trying to figure out who is going to do it, and Hulk takes it on. Okay, so nonchalantly, you know. And on 2 points of that, and have you guys been disappointed with the fact that we haven't really seen a lot of Hulk in action, okay, displaying his awesome power? You know, I was disappointed that we haven't seen that in 2 movies, but the fact that Hulk was able to snap the Infinity Gauntlet and still survive, okay, and then to go on and fight later, that in itself is a feat that shows, man, what a powerful being, you know? And they created the setup. The setup was, look, guys, it's like I was made for this. It's a bunch of radiation. And it's like, oh, what a simple way of explaining it. But okay. In any case, now we got, you know, they snap, everyone's back, but they don't even get to enjoy that moment for very, very long because now they are being attacked by Thanos' ship. Guys, did Iron Man or Tony not learn in Iron Man 3 that they need to have defenses on these bases? Is it not bothering anybody that these are the most powerful heroes in the world and a target for every villain in the world, and you can just show up to their base and just start shooting it, and you're met with no system defenses? Okay, like, it got demolished. So in any case, that was a little thing that bothered me. Back to good old Thanos. What a G. What a badass that he sits down and he says, Gamora, go get me the gauntlet. I'm not going in there. He's not getting his hands dirty, is how he perceives it. And he's just going to sit. You see Captain America, you see Thor, you see Iron Man gathering up to fight this man one last time. And Thanos sees these people and he's just chilling. Okay? He's so comfortable. Like, let these 3 people come. I'm going to crush them effortlessly. And it was an awesome battle. Iron Man got taken out very early. Thor was wielding those 2 hammers, and it was friendly fire. Thor got taken out. I mean, he really put in some work. But the MVP of that fight goes to Captain America, wielding Mjolnir, okay, the hammer. And they set up, okay, remember, this guy is the most consistent character, positive. It's been a setup that he is worthy. You saw when everyone was trying to move the hammer, he was the only one that even got it to shift just a little bit, and Thor got a little nervous. Thor was happy to see Captain America, Steve Rogers, wielding the hammer, and man, this guy wielded the hammer like he's been training with it for years, effortlessly, combos with the shield. Fantastic fight. But as you and I know, Captain America is no match for Thanos. He's just not, okay? And then you know, we start seeing, you know, he's about to be defeated. Thanos is like, I'm just gonna wreck everybody, and he brings his army. That was gonna be overkill. Thanos was like, half the universe is gonna be wiped out, but all of Earth is gonna be wiped out because of you dang Avengers. That's how Thanos took it. And what a moment to see Captain America get up and ready to face an army by himself, knowing dang well he's going to be defeated. Okay, but then the portal opens, or no, he gets a little signal. Hey, on your left, Captain, on your left. Portal opens. Avengers come out. Well, first Black Panther comes out. I think that was interesting that Black Panther is the first person to come out. I think that what they're doing is they're choosing the heroes closest to Captain America, other than the main Avengers, of course, which would be T'Challa and Falcon. Okay, actually, there's 4 black people that came out to save him first. I actually didn't think about that, and the only reason I bring that up is because Marvel is doing a lot for equality. I mean, if you think about it, they're embracing feminism, with Captain Marvel being the strongest Avenger, and we have a scene where it's 5 girls versus everybody. Okay, and I don't want to ruin my own. I don't want to spoil my spoiler, but you know, I just never really thought about that until I'm saying it right now. You know, it's